Hi guys, this is Pradeep. So today we will discuss another important questions related to our S4 HANA, and particularly this time I will take master data. So this question is helpful for the super user, power user, and some extent junior consultants also. Uh, you may expect one question that what is the change in S4 HANA related to GL master? Because earlier we are creating GL master data in our ECC. In S4 also we have to create GL master data. So what is the difference between these two master records? So whether we are going to continue with the same master record or if there will be any changes. So is there any functional changes will be there or any structural changes? So in detail we will discuss that. Now if you'll check in this PPT, you will find that and this structure is common both in ECC and S4 HANA. So that GL master is divided into two segments. So one will be your chart of account segment and another one is your company code segment. So in chart of account segment, we have the information we are adding basic informations which are common. So initially we will create the chart of account segment. Then after that, as per the need, we may extend to different company code. If one chart of account is shared with multiple company codes, so then of course we can use the same GL master. The chart of account segment, this portion will be common. Then company code segment we can extend. And you can see here in this PPT all the common informations you will find like your GL account type, account group, your description. Those informations will be there in the chart of account segment, and company code specific informations you will find in the company code segment. So and if we link with the tabs, we will see that in the system. So then this will be your type description tab, and this one is your company code segment point of view, control and bank interest. So here you will find specifically company code related information like your currency, your reconciliation account informations, your tax information. So all these things will be there. So for the timing, just hold this cost element category. We will do a comparison with our ECC. Now, whatever earlier the structure in ECC, overall at this level, if you'll see, then it is the same. Then what changes are there? For that, we have to first check the ECC GL master record. I'm sure you have already used ECC GL master. Transaction code point of view, in both cases, it is same. That means we are going to use the GL master through FS00, whether it is ECC or S4. But in S4 we have some more functionalities are there, but right now it is EC system, and if I will use the transaction code FS00 or if I will go through the navigation, then you are familiar with this one. So quickly let me do that. Now if I'll check any randomly, let's pick any one item. Let's take this item for example. So here you will find that this GL master is having two account types are there: profit and loss radio button and balance sheet radio button. Then here the account group, whatever you have configured under OBD4, or if you are user, then you don't have this option to configure in the OBD4. That will be configured by the finance consultant. But practice point of view, if you are doing practice, then you must have configured couple of groups under OBD4. From there it is coming. So like I have created two groups, so that's why it is coming. And this two radio buttons are there. Just focus on this account type. This is known as your GL account type. So two radio buttons we have: profit and loss and balance sheet. So it is very simple that if any GL account is related to your income statement, so then it will come under your PL statement. If it is related to balance sheet, then it will be your balance sheet category. So that means technically there are two categories are there: either it will be P&L or it will be balance sheet. Then after that your text and all. Then couple of informations related to company code. This is control data tab, company code segment, and this one is our control bank interest tab. So we know the tables. So this one is your chart of accounts. One is SKA1, then this one is your SKB1. Now if I will show you the S4 system, so in this case the transaction code is same, the navigation, the nodes, everything is same. So let me enter here the transaction code FS00. Now here if I will go to any structure, so here also overall you can say it is similar to that. Only one option you can see here: earlier your GL account group was there in the first node. Now your GL account group, whatever we have configured under OBD4, that is there in the second option. So this is this one. Earlier it was there here. Now it is there in the account group. Then this radio buttons which was there earlier, this P&L and balance sheet, that option I can't see here in S4. Instead of that, if I will click here, this is your GL account type, that is there in the table, also same SKA1. If I will click here, then I can see some more options are there, right? So you will find here balance sheet account, you will find non-operating, primary cost, secondary and cash. So what are these options? That means you can say here a significant change in the GL account type. Now what is this changes are there, or what you will find here? So overall you can say interview point of view that now the GL account is merged with your cost element. So that is why you can see, if I will click here in the GL account type, so we have primary cost as well as secondary cost is there. Now we just do a comparison with ECC. In ECC, if you need to create a cost element, of course the transaction code was K01, and particularly let's say for example if you want to create a primary cost element, so what is the prerequisite? First you have to create one GL account, then the same GL account you are extending from the controlling point of view. For example, let's say this GL account. Now this GL account, first I have to create here, I created here, then after that it's already created. So if I will go to the K01, or simply I will click here the edit cost element, then after that system is going to extend the GL master as your cost element. It's already created, so I can't create it. Let me show you the edit in edit mode. So K02, it is in ECC system, so I just entered my controlling area. Now what is system is asking? System is asking me the cost element, and if I'm trying to create primary cost element, so why I need to create primary cost element? In two different ways we can create the GL account, particularly if it is related to P&L. One GL account we are going to create only from the finance point of view. That means there will be no cost object will be there. There will be no account assignment, no cost center, order, profitability segment, nothing will be there. Purely we are going to post a finance transaction. So in that case, I can create a normal GL account in ECC, and I can select here P&L category here, and after that I can use that in my GL posting. That's it. But let's say in that GL account, if I need to add any cost object, so while posting the document, I need to enter a cost object. For example, let's take this one. Suppose I need to post one document here, right? And suppose this one, let's take this one, 4 times 01. Now if I will click here enter, you can see as per my configuration, system is going to pick the required cost center. If I will remove this cost center, then automatically as per my configuration it is going to pick it. So that means in my configuration, in my field settings, all these things I configured, so that's why system is going to take the required cost object. Now in this case you can say it's GL account, but having the cost element functionalities are activated in the ECC. Now if that is your requirement, like you want to post any cost with reference to a particular GL account, in that case it is mandatory you have to convert that GL account into cost element. So let's confirm whether it is converted into cost element or not. Of course it is converted, but I want to confirm whether it is converted or not. So I will go to K02 and I will enter the same GL account. Now what I'm entering? I'm entering the GL account. Okay, it's already created, so that's why I'm showing in the edit mode. So it is highly required. You need to convert the GL account into cost element. It's because in ECC our finance tables are different, controlling tables are different. So whether it is a normal posting related tables, or let's say allocation tables, whatever. So tables are different. You are going to have two different documents from the finance point of view, from the controlling point of view. So that is why it is required that you need to have two different master records. So one will be your GL and another one will be your cost element. Now if we'll do a comparison with this table, so now this is related to which table? This is part of my SKA1 table, and this data is related to my CS. This one is we have two tables are there, SKA1 and SKB1. Let's quickly check those tables also. So one table is SKA1. I will enter my chart of account here and the GL account, because right now I'm in the finance table. Yeah, so this is my table for my chart of account segment of the GL master. Similarly, if I need to create the cost element in ECC, then in that case, chart of account segment point of view, CSK table updated and chart of account, and what I'm going to enter here, it is cost element. But what is my cost element? The same, the GL account what I created, which is your, in our example, it is 4 times 01. Now in total you can say it's duplicacy of information. So whatever I've created a GL account, same I'm going to create as cost element. Now let's compare with the company code segment. Now let's check the table SKB1. Now I'm going to compare the company code segment of the GL, means this part, this portion of the finance data related to GL master. So which is my SKB1. Now company code for your reference 300, my company code, and GL account is right. So this is my data related to GL master. Now controlling area segment of the cost element CSKB, controlling area T300. Now what I'm entering here, cost element. So if we'll compare, you will find that almost same informations we are creating in both the master records, and its duplicacy of data, and just we are converting one existing GL account by adding the required cost element category. Okay, so now in S4 HANA, the concept of cost element available, but master data we are not going to create. So in S4 HANA, if you try to create one cost element, so let me log off the EC system so that will be easy for you to understand. So till now you understood the concept of GL master in ACC and the respective tables. Now this is my S4 system, and in S4 system, when I will click here, I will find one option is balance sheet, which is very easy, that if any GL account part of balance sheet, that we are going to select. If it is related to finance, that means where the account assignment is not required, the conversion of cost element is not required, simply I will select the non-operating. So that means I can post a transaction without any cost assignment. That means if we'll compare with ACC, conversion into cost element not required. But if cost element is required, then in that case we have to select primary cost or revenue. Okay, let's say we will not pick this option. Instead of that, we will try to create the cost element, suppose. And how we will create the cost element? K01 as usual, as per ACC process. Now you can see it is redirecting to FS00. So that means the old T codes related to cost element, whether it is K01, K02, K03, or let's say K06, whatever. So whatever I will enter, it will be redirected to GL master. So master data point of view, we are not going to create once again the cost element, rather the same GL master we are going to use. And the moment you are going to select here the GL account with primary cost, if I will select non-operating, then there will be no concept of cost element category. But if I will select here the GL account type as primary cost, then you will find here in SKB1 or in the company code segment, you will find that cost element category added, and there is no change in the cost element categories. So earlier the cost element categories, whatever they are in your which table, CSKB table, now it is merged with your control data related to company code. So all the cost element categories are available here. So what is the purpose, the merger? What is the purpose of this merger? It is just simplification of master data. So instead of creating two master record in finance and controlling, but ultimately if we compare, it is the same information. Now one master record will be created. If it is related to finance, then select non-operating. If it is related to cost element, if we'll compare with the old structure, or GL posting, finance posting with cost object, then select primary cost or revenue. So all the cost elements related to your P&L having account assignment, or simply you can say if we will transfer the cost and revenue to COPA, then you have to select the required cost element categories. So if it is direct posting, then we will select 1 revenue, 11 sales reduction, 12 external, 22. So all the functionalities of cost element will be there as it is. Only thing is it is merged with your control data. Next question, what happened to those old tables? Obviously SKA1, SKB1, there is no confusion, it will be there as usual. But what happened to those tables like your CSK, CSKB? So those tables are there or not? It will be there, or it is there. So if I want to see, for example, let's say this particular company code or controlling area, this is also controlling area. Suppose I want to see those tables. So let's see whether it is, first of all you check here, whatever the GL accounts I have created, it is there in my cost element list. So if I will run here my cost element report, you can see the existing GL masters are converted into cost element without doing anything, because here I have selected the GL master with primary cost. Then I will also come to the secondary. So here automatically system is going to ask me the cost element category, and that I need to add. Next question, whether it is there in my CSK table or not. CSK table, so it is there. So let's verify it. CSK table, chart of account Z400, right? So here I entered chart of account, and as usual everything is there. And if I will check my controlling area, CSKB, so that is also there. Okay, so only thing is we are not going to create the cost element master data. So this is one big change. Now what other options we have here? Okay, so this is something new we have. That means earlier your type was 2 options was there, profit and loss and balance sheet. Now instead of 2, now we have 5 categories are there. Balance sheet as usually will take, non-operating FI posting without account assignment or without cost object, primary cost, cost or revenue I explained in detail. Then coming to secondary cost. So we know that when we are going to use secondary cost, so when there will be a cost calculation or direct determination of cost not possible, profitability analysis, we are using secondary cost element. In ECC, if we need to create secondary cost element, first then we need to go to K06 and there I will create the secondary cost element. And unfortunately, secondary cost elements are not part of your chart of account, right? So it has no link with your finance. So once transactions posted, after that, whatever analysis, everything we are doing by using secondary cost element, and it is not part of your chart of account. Now, whatever secondary cost elements I have created, those secondary cost elements you will find in your chart of account. Let's take another one. Here you can see so many your so here you can see secondary cost elements are there, and all the secondary cost element with your category. Let's run the secondary cost element, or let's check here the secondary cost element. So what are the secondary cost elements here you will find? So these are different type of secondary cost elements are there with category, or 42 used for assessment, 43 activity, 21 internal allocation, or it may be your 31 also. So everything is as usual as per the business process. We are going to create the secondary cost element. And now if I will check my data related to secondary cost elements in my chart of account information, you will find it. Now I'm going to check here the table. I'm going to take here my table SKA1, which is my GL account master data chart of account segment. And here I will suppose, let's say, this is my chart of account, and particularly I want to see here this 6000 GL series, which are my secondary cost element. So from 6000 to 6009. Now let's see whether it is there or not. So GL account from 6000 to 6009. Boom, it's there, right? So that means now secondary cost elements we are going to have in the finance table. This is a table view. If I will go to the report, then there also you will get the secondary cost. Now what is the benefit? Are we going to have the secondary cost elements in our trial balance, or it will be there in the FSV? No, secondary cost elements are never part of FSV, otherwise cost will be double. Only thing is now in S4 we have FICO reconciliation functionalities are there, and for that purpose anything you are going to do in other modules like your controlling, for example, if you are calculating cost of production, or you are doing a cost allocation, profitability analysis. So when you are doing something in the controlling, you are going to have a finance data. Already have some videos, or in future also I will create some more videos on those scenarios. So for the timing, you can say anything we are going to generate data related to secondary cost element. So master data is part of chart of account or part of your finance. Similarly, those documents also going to generate your reconciliation document to finance. So that is another very, like you can say, big innovation, that secondary cost elements are part of chart of account. So that is also another change related to master data. Then you can see this cash option. This is related to bank accounting. So any bank accounting you are going to create, like this is related to new bank accounting, a complete change in the process. So that option also available here. And here also again you will find some more subcategories, like so here cash account, then you will find GL account subcategories B, P, S as per the need. This will be there. So this is a major change where you will, when you will compare your GL master with ECC and S4. And here one more thing is, in ECC when you are going to maintain your default account assignment, that time you can add one cost center, your order in the cost element master data. But that is no more available in S4, because here you can't assign any default account assignment here. So instead of that, now we are going to manage through that configuration. So default account assignment concept is there, but it will be managed through the OKB9, that is your normal GL configuration, that will be there. And you must be thinking here that line item display is not there, right? So it should be somewhere, it should be here, like your if we'll compare with ECC, I'm talking about this one, this line item display. So if open item management is activated, then it is highly required that line item display need to be activated, because earlier in ECC already we are struggling with so much data. So that is why always we need to wisely activate the line item display if required. If not required, then it is advisable not to activate, or otherwise lines will be generated. But this concept is no more available, you must be thinking, because here I can't see any option for the line item display, right? It is my S4 system, so line item display is not there. No, line item display still it is there. It is by default activated in the background. So if you check in table, you will find that for every account line item display already activated. Let's check in the table. So it is there in the SKB1. So for all accounts, you can see line item display is already activated. So all these accounts are line item display activated. So user is not going to activate this line item display. In background, system is going to activate line item display whether open item management is there or not there. So by default it is there, because now with this advanced system we are not worried about the data footprint, the increase in the data footprint, because we are going to, because of other functions or other features, we are already going to reduce the data footprint. So line item display, there is no change. Only thing is in ECC, user is going to manually activate line item display. Now it is through system. The major changes in ECC and S4 HANA, you will find this GL account type. This option you will find. Rest of the things are, everything is same, and the moment you will select here primary cost or secondary cost, then you will find your cost element categories. If I will select here one account related to secondary cost, then accordingly you will find my cost element categories. If I will select something, for example, let's say this one, so this is my secondary cost, then accordingly cost element categories. So cost element categories are there. There is no change. It is same as your ECC and S4. Only thing is how we are going to use it. So we are going to use it by merging the GL account. Table point of view, all your tables are there as usual, whether it is finance table or controlling table, but master data no more we are going to create. So if you enter the cost element T codes, whether it is primary or secondary, it will be redirected to, last time we have seen K01. If I will enter K06, same, it is redirecting to your GL master. So only one master data, that will be GL master. So GL master data is more strengthened. So your primary cost element and secondary cost element are merged with your GL master. Okay, so this is one changes, particularly if you are going for super user, power user level interview. This question will be there, because anyway when you will join the business, you have to maintain the master records, because it is not part of actually consulting job, but it is maintenance. So as a support job, this question will be there, or business point of view it will be there.